Roy and Abbott.
I'm Buffy.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Hey, guys! On me!
Get away from her, you.
You're gonna see some serious assembly. Assemble.
All right, the releases have been made today. Get your thoughts in. Unfortunate news and some big surprises on here. NXT really cleaned house today, and we got some big ones that you can see right there. Very, very questionable releases, some of them. So get your comments in. I want to know your thoughts on this. Some of them we've just seen in big angles. Other than we've seen kind of flounder. All of them we've enjoyed. So get your thoughts in. Let us know what you've enjoyed about them and where you think we'll see them next. And I just saw some of these talents on Sunday at TNA Rebellion. Get in, get live. We want to hear from you. Noob, how you doing? I'm all right. Yeah, get your thoughts in on this, Noob. I'd love to know how you're doing this weekend too, and if you got anything going on. Man, crazy night while SmackDown is going on. Datilla, how are you doing? Datilla, we just saw Datilla at TNA Rebellion. Man, good time. She had great seats, by the way. Awesome seats. Yeah, some of these talents we just saw at Rebellion. This is crazy. As we make room for new talent, Ray Phoenix is on SmackDown right now. That's kind of a thing, too, that we can think about, too. What talents are we bringing in to get rid of some of these other talents? You got a lot of talents from AEW and talents that left WWE that are coming back in. And these talents right here that you see on the screen are part of the roster cuts from today, a lot of corporate cuts as well. We'll get into it. And we're going to get into some of these slides here where we just saw these people. And one of these slides is very important. There are two big names that were rumored that I thought were true. Chelsea Green was one of the rumored names I did not think was going to get cut. I cannot see them cutting Chelsea Green. I thought that one was a wild one out there. But good seeing you two. Man, if we go to Money in the Bank, I'll be forever poor. And I'll be in the unemployment line with all these folks right here. It was good seeing you too, Attila. Very cool shooting the shit with you and talking with you. Great seats. Again, there is such a chain going on. We see a commercial for Evolve right now. You got Evolve. You got the ID program. You got Evolve. You've got NXT. Then you've got the main roster. So there's a whole corporate structure going on with finding new talents and bringing them up. Obviously, they want to be able to be marketable and do WrestleMania and the movies like Liv and Drew are doing right now and all these other things, but they've got their system. Yet they're bringing in a lot of people from AEW when they've got the talent to be built up. Let's get into this right now. SmackDown is on again. Let us know your thoughts on these as we get into this. The main roster cuts right here. Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, and Katana Chance. I have thoughts on all of these. Let's get into Braun Strowman first of all. Braun Strowman is so easy to book. You don't need to worry about putting him in a main title picture anymore because why? You figured him out. You built Jacob Fatu to be the monster on screen as he is by using Braun Strowman. And then you dump him. Again, it's just a little wild to me that you're going to use someone, build them up, and do this when you could use them and do something else like that, unless his agent got him a huge payday and he's just a little too big to be on the roster, or maybe his contract wasn't for that long. But man, they really built up Braun Strowman to be right underneath Jacob Fatu, who's now their champion and is now going to be in a fatal four-way match at Backlash. Another person who got let go, who is brought back again and then let go again, is Dakota Kai. You just had her be the runner-up to be the first ever women's intercontinental champion. In my opinion, she would have been the choice to do this because I don't think you'd have this floundering story with Lyra going into WrestleMania and now this odd story with Becky doing this I attack Bayley, now I'm going for the IC title because you're Bayley's friend thing after WrestleMania, which would have been a better build going into WrestleMania. They would have had a better chance of a good storyline with Dakota Kai, and you could have had Damage Control versus Damage Control. You could have done a lot. I know she's injury prone. Man. We'll get to that when we get to NXT. That is my biggest heartbreak. Jakara Jackson breaking up with Lash Legend. That was easy. That was so easy. We're going to talk about that in a second, because what they already had that was easy on the main roster that relates to them is Carter and Chance. I'm very happy for Liv Morgan. She's going to be doing a big movie. It is the second or third take on Bad Lieutenant, a 90s movie with Harvey Keitel. This one's Bad Lieutenant something Tokyo or Tokyo something. The titles are in flux. We don't know what's going on with them. They got rid of the only tag team they had on the main roster, and that is Carter and Chance. Very weird to me that you're going to have one of the most stable tag teams that you have, and you're going to get rid of them. You could easily do an angle with them to build up going for the title or whatever, but those are your people that you have as your tag team in WWE. Like Tatilla said, Jackson and Legend, there's your second one that you could have just called up right now. They've been on the main roster. Oh, it just breaks my heart. I love Metaphor. So Shayna Baszler, that's another one. Easy booking. Easy booking. You know what you could have done with Shayna Baszler? You could have made her Braun Strowman. And you could have just had her fighting people and making other people look stronger and make it be such a task to get through Shayna Baszler. We saw the Shayna Baszler in Elimination Chamber. We saw her do some really cool stuff in NXT, and we saw her grow in NXT. I'm a huge Shayna Baszler fan. I don't know where she goes from here. If they want to still have that Death Riders garbage going on in AEW, they could bring her in there and oust Marina Shafir or have her side with Marina Shafir. But she was so good. She got built in NXT from being super green to being super over. Man, just crazy. Let's get into the NXT cuts as we move on here. Cora Jade. Cora Jade was just on TV with Roxanne Perez, main roster stuff, and doing some other stuff at Stand and Deliver. I thought she was a made woman for WWE. We'll see. The bottom picture is her, Bea Priestley, who just got released last round, and Riley Osborne, who got released as well. Chase you may remember him as, and if you don't remember him from that, you don't remember him, period. Sorry, but he's very kind of forgettable. Gallus, they're on borrowed time. I'm very surprised they lasted this long. So they did their thing in NXT UK, and that for me was about it with them. But good strong boys, and who knows where they'll wind up. Eddy Thorpe. Let's talk Eddy Thorpe really quick. Eddy Thorpe had a lot going on. He had a great heel turn. He was in the main title picture at NXT. I know some of these releases might have to do with relationships, but I don't know. Shotzi Blackheart. I put her in the middle because she's one of the rumored ones, and she tweeted like she knew that she might be released. I don't know. So far right now, she had not been released. As of this, you can check the timestamp right here, 7/12 on the 2nd, Friday. Shotzi Blackheart has not been released. Jakara Jackson, that is the one. It was a made tag team. Metaphor broke up on NXT this week. It's so sad because they all seem like, oh, we're all going to get pushed. And then she finds out probably now that she got to let go. So that's kind of heartbreaking. Noob says, I think it's time to break up with Damage Control with Dakota Kai being released. I don't know what to do with them. And when Asuka and Kairi come back, I don't know either. I think Damage Control is done. They announced Io Sky as a member of Damage Control in her match at WrestleMania. I thought that was kind of, you didn't need to do that, but they did it. But I agree with you. It's time to just end Damage Control. I don't seem surprised Kairi didn't get cut, but there's certain talents that I just feel have been on the back burner, just like Dakota Kai for so long, that I feel like I'm surprised some of them are still around. Jakara Jackson, though, I thought there's potential. I thought that was an easy call-up with Lash. I thought that was such an easy call-up. We have to legitimize these women's tag team titles because every year we do a nice build, and then we get set back like another 6 months with these women's tag team titles. Let me ask you this question out there. Should the women's tag titles just disappear in WWE? They're not going to strip Liv and Raquel them on Monday, I heard. Like, I know anybody that works there, first of all, so that's a silly statement. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. If they're not going to, and they're just going to do this, when they had two ample tag teams that could have just taken them off, did a nice roll-up victory, whatever, why do we have these tag team titles? With just thrown together people. I like Liv and Raquel with them. I like that they had it so long. But now you got rid of the only tag team that you had, Chance and Carter, and now a great call-up tag team, Lash and Jackson. Very, very, very odd booking. Again, let us know your favorite matches of any of these superstars on here, where you think they'll go next. We'll touch on that in a bit. I want to get to something first and foremost. One of the rumored names that was out there was Austin Theory. Austin Theory, they've been teasing a breakup with Australia's own Grayson Waller. Now, I bring this up because they just announced WWE TakeOver Perth with Grayson Waller by himself, obviously, and Rhea Ripley. So I thought Austin Theory might be in the mix here for this. I don't know. People have been saying that he should go with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. Who knows? But they brought this up, so it looks like Grayson Waller is not going to be let go, and it looks like Austin Theory is still around. If any more releases are taking place during SmackDown, as we have Ray versus Santos in the ring right now, let me know in the comments. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So many breaks. But yeah, it looks like Austin Theory is not released. So let us know where you think anyone will wind up next. Cora Jade would have been a good main roster call-up and good things for the women's division on the main roster. I agree. I thought she's getting called up after WrestleMania. I even thought for a tag team, we could have had Roxanne and Cora Jade. Another tag team to build up the women's tag team division. I thought she was going to go to one of the shows that Roxanne wasn't going to go on. Cora Jade, she fit the WWE system, in my opinion. I don't know. It's so weird. Nate is here. How you doing, Nate? Any Scream news? I had something, but I forgot. We're going to get to some movie news, too. We'll talk some random stuff, too. If anything else is on your mind, feel free to talk. It's Friday night. We're just hanging out. Hope you're having a decent start to your weekend. These releases were a big name here. We're going to do more of a SmackDown watch-along, but try to get some of this together instead. Couple more things to just go over here before we start questioning. These are where these people have been last seen. Look at the top left. Look at Gallus. They could have been seen on Tubi, if anyone watched Tubi, but they were on Evolve just recently here. Sunday, Datilla, you were there. Knock was there. I was there. We saw Gigi Dolin. We saw Jakara Jackson at TNA Rebellion in pretty prominent spots. On NXT, we saw at Stand and Deliver. Let me just blow this up here. Stand and Deliver. We saw Gigi. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Am I crazy? Who won this women's tag match for a chance at the titles on the main roster? I thought it was Gigi and Tatum. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? I thought they won it. Let me know, because that is a huge shit show if they won this and now Gigi's gone. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But Gigi was just there. Jackson was just there. And then announced on NXT on Tuesday, Eddy Thorpe. You can see him on the left. 2 or 3 people up there. Hi, Timothy Thatcher. Eddy Thorpe was going to be in this number 1 contenders battle royal, who the winner was going to face Obafemi at Battleground. He was my pick. He was my pick to win. Because I thought it'd be a nice blow-off feud right after, your big pay-per-view at WrestleMania to go against AEW television. It's so crazy how he's just gone. Again, I don't know the reason for certain talent being released, and some of these talents are dating each other, so... Riley Osborne, was he in there? Thank you, Millennial Noob. It was Gigi and Tatum. What are they going to do now? I'm so dumbfounded. What the hell are they going to do with the number 1 contendership for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship? Thank you, Noob. I'm not going crazy. I was pulling my hair out. What is Riley Osborne? Is he in that Battle Royal? I do not see him in the graphic unless he grew facial hair. No Riley Osborne. He was just on the back burner. Man. A lot of these people just fresh off of TV. Again, Braun Strowman, fresh off of making Jacob Fatu look fantastic. Dakota Kai, just off of a tournament, being in second place to Lyra for the first ever Women's Intercontinental Championship. Chance and Carter haven't been on TV in a long time. Not a long time, but it's been a while. More talent for Tony to ruin. Hey, we'll see them on Rampage. Wait a minute. Oh, how crazy. It looked like Gigi and Jackson were just very happy to be a part of TNA Rebellion, too. It was so crazy. We got The entrance from Lash and Jackson. You can see that up on our channel right there. Ah, man, some of these releases are so kind of bogus. But again, Austin Theory is safe. Chelsea Green has to be safe. She was one of the names floating around today. I don't know why she was one of the names floating around today. She carries your television. There's a spike in ratings when her scenes are on TV. Oh, my God. ROH and Collision. There you go. Let's talk about. Let's just do that really quick. Where do you think everyone's going? I got some fun stuff to talk about too. As SmackDown is on right here, I was going to do a 3-hour watch along and talk Thunderbolts. If you saw Thunderbolts, let us know. I got some stuff. I didn't see it. I got spoiled on the post-credit scenes, but one of them I already knew. I already knew why the asterisk was there. Anyways, if you have any fun things to talk about this weekend too, shoot some comments our way. We're just hanging out. The release talent here. Where do you think everyone is going to go? This is the talent that's up here. Again, the rumored ones. Shotzi apparently is not let go, even though she released a video seeming like she was going to. Dakota released a video yesterday or the day before. They kind of seem like maybe she should have known. And then a couple others. But where do you think everyone's going to go? Chance and Carter, I don't see. They're such a good tag team. They should go to TNA and be a great tag team there. They could easily take the titles off of Ash by Elegance, and I forgot the other one's name, but she's there in TNA. Dakota Kai. Where do you think Dakota Kai is going to go? I think Dakota Kai could. She was so prominently featured in WWE. I think that's going to be one that Tony's going to want to put on the roster. Tony did not pick up Tegan Knox, who I do believe her 90 days was up already. My math could be off. But Tegan Knox has yet to be seen anywhere other than the Indies. So is she in the same boat? I don't know. Shayna Baszler. She's obviously going to do some blood sport stuff. I say she goes and wrecks half of the AEW division, women's division, and you can build her up with Megan Bayne. You can do a nice feud with powerhouses with Megan Bayne. You can do a nice feud with Chris Statlander and Shayna Baszler. Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman, outside of wrestling, is a country boy. It says so on his arm. He's a country boy. He's a goofy guy. If you saw him in the Mixed Match Challenge, him and Alexa Bliss, a lot of the stuff that they post, really good. I'm kind of excited to see what Braun Strowman does outside of the WWE Monster Among Men model, even though everyone who's going to have their eye on Braun Strowman is going to use their WWE model because that's what most people do. WWE's done it too with Jade, Ricky Saints. Braun Strowman. I'm very interested to see who picks up Braun Strowman. No one picked him up last time. Remember that. No one picked him up last time. Have Shayna go back to MMA. Yeah, that could be. I mean, if she wants to do it, now's the time. Shayna could go back and do what she used to do in MMA, get that bug out of her system, then come back to wrestling. Oh my gosh. Where is EC3? Where is EC? Is he in NWA? I can see him doing that. That's it kind of fits. NWA kind of fits. All right, let's talk about some of this NXT talent down here. Let's start on the right. Gigi Dolin. I don't know if she'll go back to AEW. She was in AEW for a cup of coffee under her other name. I totally forgot her other name. But she was dating Darby Allin. I don't know if Darby Allin's going to complete his Aspen run in time to get a world title picture. But it depends where Darby Allin is. Maybe they left on bad terms. I don't know. But Gigi Dolin, since she had such a good time at TNA Rebellion, maybe she could be a knockout. Eddy Thorpe. This one still, it just really, I don't get the Eddy Thorpe release. I don't think he was like this big megastar, but I thought he was good enough for TV. And if I think you're good enough for TV, that means I can probably book you with anybody. And that's good. That's a good place to be at. Again, one of my favorite things in NXT in this past year was him getting attacked and then announcing that he needs a title shot because he got attacked. Ava giving it to him, and him lying saying, I never got attacked. Gotcha. But again, he started out as a DJ. That kind of was very off. You believe Gigi is going to TNA? That's a good call right there. She fit right in on Sunday night. Eddy Thorpe back in New Japan. Yeah. Riley Osborne. If you got comments on Riley Osborne, go ahead. Cora Jade. Cora Jade, I think, is going to get picked up by whoever offers her the most money. I can see her going pretty much anywhere. She was in this picture right here with Blair Davenport, aka B. Priestley, on the bottom left with Riley Osborne. B. Priestley hasn't gotten picked up anywhere. She's on OnlyFans. So she's going that route. Cora Jade could go that route. I don't know. Cora Jade to TNA, I can see that. I can see Cora Jade succeeding in TNA. I can see Cora Jade being huge in TNA. And I can see... I don't know how Tony Khan would book Cora Jade. I just don't know. It's just very weird to me how he books people. It's like he really wants to book Sky Blue, but then he kind of... Don Shea, let me know how it is. How you doing out there? Dakota Kai, I'm going to miss. Oh, man, she was getting good. She's getting this really good in-ring attitude. Honestly, like once there wasn't like a head of damage control, like with Bayley. That's when Dakota just came into her own. Where do you think Dakota's going to go? Again, Cora Jade is very tough to decide because she could fit anywhere. It's just I don't know based on some of the stuff that she posts if she's going to stick with wrestling. Let's talk Jakara Jackson. Jakara Jackson, I can see her doing anything, but I think TNA. I think TNA is the place for her to go. She's been back and forth with Lash Legend in TNA. She knows their system. She knows other NXT people there. I think it'd be a good fit for her. I think TNA would be a great fit for Jakara because there, not only does she know people and not only does it have a sound system there, she can see if she still wants to be into wrestling or not and then kind of like, shop herself around, build her resume. Look how many people went to TNA and then built their resume up. Drew, Christian, people that got let go and then came back. I think Jakara would be really great there. Gallus, no offense, Gallus. I'm good on Gallus. I wish them well, but I don't need to see Gallus on television. Again, NXT UK was very dry. It was very Smash Mouth wrestling, which is great to watch. Gunther, Volter versus Dragunov. Some of the greatest stuff I've seen. Gallus was great in there, but once you get on the main NXT roster, Gallus is dried. Gallus is I don't even say it's like sliced bread dried. Gallus is croutons dry. They're so dry. They're fine. They all know how to work, but they're going to become the Butcher and the Blade in 2 months in AEW. Guarantee you. All right, I think that's all the releases. Again, a lot of these people were just on main television. WrestleMania week, other companies, Evolve on Tubi. So 20 people just saw Gallus on Tubi with their prime minister. So do you think these are crazy releases, or are they crazy because they're names that we know? Some of these, to me, just really don't make sense. Just, again, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, he just built up Jacob Fatu for his Mania match. Dakota Kai was just coming to her own. Shayna is so easy to book. I don't understand how you don't book Shayna better. Even if you don't have a big storyline with her, just have her be a really tough opponent for someone on Monday Night Raw to make someone look better. Oh, man. Riley Osborne and Gallus. Those are the ones they're fine. You know what? If I need to save money, I'm looking at them. I know a lot of people out there are going to say, why are so-and-so still employed? Why are so-and-so still on the roster? The only people I will say that about, Logan Paul. What kind of a paycheck is he getting? What is he bringing in? That's my only thing with Logan Paul. Is his worth, is his value worth the price? He's paying you the big money for Prime. So I guess you have that. And then you just have to check the metrics. Is he bringing in the views? Are his clips bringing in the views and the revenue that make him worth spending that much money on to be a part-timer on your roster and getting over on people like AJ Styles? Again, other people are on the roster for specific reasons. But either way, they're on the roster, just like these people were on the roster and left on the roster when the last cuts were made. So you just got to check out where these people are going to go next. If you really want to support them, check them out and support them. Just like Getcho. Go support Getcho. Hope you're all right, Getcho. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's Friday night. I hope everything is all right. It is Friday night. We're talking about these releases. We got a lot of other stuff going on this weekend. SmackDown is going on right now. We are going to see a whole lot of stuff here going on. Randy Orton was just talking in the ring, building up his match against the crappiest wrestler alive, John Cena. Thunderbolts are this weekend. Did you see Thunderbolts? Good, man. Get you all's well. Get you. Check out the channel. I appreciate you checking in with us. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Anything you do, you come in here, you be positive all the time, you have fun. Love it, man. Check out Getcho. Man, fun stuff. Check them out on socials too, on IG. You crack me up. All right. What else do we have to talk about here? This match was kick-ass last week. This was the big one. This should have been a WrestleMania match, and this is the kind of thing too where people who are kind of on the bubble. Look at Candice LeRae. She's been in people's minds on the bubble, but she's with Johnny Gargano, who's had a big run with DIY. Oh, it's so wild to just think about all these people that are kind of on the bubble. Again, Austin Theory, Shotzi. I don't know why people are saying Chelsea Green was on the bubble. I don't know. If they would have gotten rid of Chelsea Green, I probably would have, I don't know if I would have stopped watching wrestling, but you know. All right, and we got some stuff built up this week. Rusev versus Otis and Penta versus JD McDonald's. That's coming up on Raw, and Backlash is building up to one last time. Randy Orton versus John I Suck at Everything Cena. And then you have what we've been talking about here. You have Lyra Valkyria, who just got kind of put over here by Dakota Kai in the first ever tournament for the first ever Women's Intercontinental Championship. I haven't even started drinking yet. Getting muddied by returning Becky Lynch. And also muddying the women's tag team division. It's so muddy over there. And then you get rid of Katana and Kayden, who they're your tag team. They're your one solid tag team. All right. I don't even care if you think they're the Hart Foundation or you think they're the Rougeaus. It doesn't matter. They're a solid tag team to build that division that is built on random ass people being put into places for the titles. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's the Becky Hogan thing that's true or what, but man, these women's titles just some bad luck with some of these titles. Bad luck. And of course, this we talked about here. Eddy Thorpe, who just got released, was going to be in the number one contenders battle royal. The winner faces Oba Femi and gets his ass kicked at Battleground, as the ruler will retain at Battleground. Eddy Thorpe was my pick to win this, and now he's no longer with the company. I thought Timothy Thatcher was gone. Why is Timothy Thatcher back? Did I miss something here? I thought he got let go a couple rounds ago. Who's your pick to win this? Let me know. Eddy Thorpe was mine. And now, alas, he is no more. All right, let's talk about some fun stuff really quick. We'll come back. If you have any comments about any of the releases that happened today, let me know. And, of course, if you have any favorite matches, moments, promos from any of the individuals that got let go today, man, just pop them in the comments. Braun was so good on his second run here, and it was his third. Anyways, his run recently after being brought back with Triple H, because Triple H knew when to use him. He used him against Ricochet very well before Ricochet went. He used so well against Jacob Fatu, building Jacob Fatu up for fucking WrestleMania, and now he's gone. But you know what? This is happening this weekend. If you're seeing if you are seeing Thunderbolts, let me know. And if you've seen Thunderbolts, let me know. I've been spoiled on some good pieces on there. Again, one of the main things for the end credits scene I already knew. But today, Avengers Kang Dynasty was supposed to be released, and now we are 1 year away from Avengers Doomsday, the replacement for Kang Dynasty. Do you think we're on the right path? Do you think we're on a better path that we're going from Kang? Was Kang too meh? I mean, we saw at the end of Ant-Man, maybe their biggest mistake was that end credits scene where they had the Council of Kangs and all the Kangs look like Jonathan Majors, because now they couldn't do what they did in Loki and have the variants look like different things or like a lizard. So that is it. Avengers Doomsday. There is some lead up to that in Thunderbolts. But Thunderbolts out now. I try to go see this weekend, but I gotta see Sinners first. Sinners comes first, then Thunderbolts. But let me know. There are some Doomsday stuff out there already. But yeah, let me know who you think is in that middle shot. That is what the Russos put out there, a shot from someone on set of Avengers Doomsday. And of course, we got some X-Men stuff and Ultron. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is out. Let me know if you liked it. Usually understand the releases, but this time makes no sense. All utility players, thank you. That is one thing that we always preach upon here on the station, is utility players are so important in wrestling. I get when, like here in Hollywood, actors kind of start to get more expensive as the years go on. So there is a popular TV show. I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything. There's a popular TV show out that just killed off a main character. Maybe for shock value or maybe for other reasons. But one of the reasons in Hollywood is like every year someone's salary gets bumped and you can't like go back on salary. Maybe that's some of the reasons on here. But that was my big thing when Dolph got let go. He's such a great utility player. Braun, such a great utility player. The thing is, don't think of old school booking when you have utility players. They're doing it right with Braun Strowman. You have him come in for a hot feud, and then you give him like 2 or 3 months off. I know he costs money, but man, maybe you need to figure out a different system then for utility players, and don't just give them salaries and give them year-long contracts. Maybe you do like the indies. Hey, we want to book you for 3 months for this feud to build up Jacob Fatu. Is that something that could be done? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Mr. All Power. I don't know. Again, Shayna, Braun, and Dakota are 3 that I just like blow my mind. Carter and Chance, I kind of get, but also I don't get because you have tag belts and you have a tag team. Oh, exactly. Yep, they are needed in the locker room. That's another thing. Braun Strowman can help train and like guide these younger talents, especially when these NXT call-ups get up. Again, I bring this up every now and then, but Finn Balor, huge in New Japan. But then he said when he got to NXT, he learned so much. He learned cameras and where angles are and like all this crap he didn't know about television. These are things you teach the call-ups because the NXT place, if you've seen the other side, it's a brick wall. It's a totally different atmosphere when you have all these people in an auditorium. Braun Strowman on toe bad knees helped to get Bronson Reed over too. That's right, Bronson Reed too. Holy crap. Oh my God. This is like if you're married with someone and they just blow through all your money and then they divorce you. You just spent all my money. I have nothing. You just spent all my money and you just divorced me. I just built your people up and oh man, I forgot Bronson Reed. They never did get a chance to shine. They did like 2 kind of big matches and then a couple spots here and there. I agree. Man, that's all you need to do. You go back to your roots. Look at all these reboots and recalls that are happening. Scream, the crappy Terminators, Dark Fat, or whatever that damn movie was. All these ones, they try to do all these things and like the Halloween, and they try to go back to the original because that's what worked best. That's what Triple H should have done with Shayna. Go back to the original. Just go back to the fighter. Don't book her in a group because the rest of her group is gone, right? Zoe Starks is gone. Am I not mistaken? Don't need all these factions. You can just have people come out there and be fighters. You can just do next week. She hasn't been around in a month. Next week, Shayna Baszler comes back. Next week, she just pops up and challenges someone to a Raw Underground. You can figure it out. It's easy. Can't take Berto seriously. It reminds me of a Power Rangers actor. Which one? Which Power Rangers actor noob? Let me know because that's hilarious. And Tatilla loves Power Rangers, so if she's still around, she might appreciate it. A storm is coming. Jade is here. Cue the solo guitars. Again, a lot of AEW people coming in. A lot of people that left WWE coming back in. Miro, Alistair. And now you're getting rid of these people. Again, you have the system that you built to bring in new people, so you don't need to bring in outsiders if you don't want to, and you can pay them accordingly and build them as stars on your own. I know that sounds like a really crappy corporate statement, but you have the WWID program, you have Evolve, you have NXT, and this. You have your own system to build up. So now it seems like if you get your foot in the door on any of those systems, you're probably going to get a broken heart. Kayden and Katana are a simple fun tag team, the women's division that could have the titles or be transitional champs. Fucking it, right there. And you know what? Again, you have utility players, and then you have people who are just fun. You have Akira, Otis, and Maxine. I know those are 3 names that were floated around today of people who just got to go right into the why do they have a job thing. But you need people like that for a variety show. Look at NXT. NXT is a super fun show. I love NXT because I'm a busy man here in Hollywood, starring in nothing. But I don't have that much free time to watch as much wrestling as I used to. When we first started this podcast, I was watching every single show, all of them. I'm talking WOW, NWA, WWE, AEW, independent stuff. I don't have that much time anymore. The greatest thing about NXT is that it's a variety show. It has wackiness. It has serious wrestling. It has 5-star matches. It has the best women's division in wrestling. And I will say this time and time again, it is the best women's division, including being better than WOW. You need these things to make that happen. NXT is such a great variety show. Some of these releases, man. Again, Shotzi hasn't been announced. She was just she put out a video and she was kind of big rumored today. Her and Austin Theory were the 2 like biggest rumors, but they apparently aren't let go. We'll see if anything happens tomorrow. But why do they always do it on Friday night? And then they seem to stop right before SmackDown starts. If I worked there, wouldn't I feel a little like, ugh, right? Especially as I was friends with these people. But I have been let go from a couple jobs, and they both happened on weekends. Fact, wrestling shows need that fun comedy style to transition the show and move slowly. Yes, thank you. That's what we need. We need this fun stuff. Man. Metaphor split-up was just so annoying. I loved Metaphor. I love Metaphor so much. They were so like, here's 4 random ass people we're going to throw together and make it work. They all worked together and they all fed off of each other and made it work. So they had their lines and then they'd riff off of each other and make the scene even better. I love Metaphor so much. On Lashley and Jakara Jackson get tag team championships. Yes. And again, we just saw them at Revolution. We just saw them at Rebellion. So many of these names, they worked so well at TNA Rebellion. And you had legit tag teams, and they were really turning Paxley and Dolin into a solid tag team as well. 2 tag teams you could have called up. 2 tag teams you could have called up at the same time to circle around Liv and Raquel when Liv comes back. You can still do the Hollywood thing with her new, I forgot the name of the movie already, something Tokyo. But when they came back, they could have had a welcome back celebration. And then you could have had Jakara and Jackson circle the ring, as well as Paxley and Dolin, as well as KC squared. Really built that damn division. Yeah, that would have been cool. There were rumors of Charlotte calling them up as her faction. That would have been cool. Could you imagine the break-off between Lash Legend and Charlotte? That would have been so cool. I love their entrance. Their entrance, if you watch our short, we're from the side, and you can kind of, it gives it away, but it's still cool to see. But when you watch it dead on, I love it. And Lash's speech is now heartbreaking as she talked to Aura, Noam, Jakara, and us, the audience. It's time for us to do our thing. Like, oh, man, Metaphor. I love Metaphor so much. I think it's time for one of the members of Damage Control to turn on EO. Maybe Asuka should turn on EO because EO is responsible for the downfall of the group and didn't check on them. That's a good one. I like that. That is a good comeback storyline. Would you do it and have Asuka beat her for the title, or would you have that happen at EO's next title match so it costs EO the championship? That way you have a shock upset and the belt gets put on someone else for a little rub, and then you got this nice feud because EO is hell over. And I'm going to be honest, I'm thinking about getting EO's new shirt. It's really cool. There's a white one and a black one. They're both really fucking cool. I love EO. Man, again, if you saw Thunderbolts, I caught some spoilers. I knew why the asterisk was there once they changed it, like 6 months ago or whatever, when they changed the title and added that asterisk. But let me know if you saw it. Again, Kang Dynasty was supposed to release today. Kang. This is really random, but I just wanted to bring it up for you guys because I know some guys in there. But the new Karate Kid movie is using Roblox to advertise for it. I thought that was very cool. It's very innovative and it's different. I like that people are doing this, and I think more people should use like Roblox and Fortnite. Sinners used Fortnite, so I think that's really cool. And then what's the new one? Punk something that's out this weekend. But use video games, use stuff that's not just basic media, because that's where the action is. Because we all know that once you get in the video gamers, you get the ratings, you get the views, and you get the box office.
Chicken jockey.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man. Should any of these people go to TNA? We talked about that a little bit. I do feel a good amount of them should. We just saw Jakara and Gigi there. They should definitely go. I don't see Braun being in TNA. I think it's the wrestling style isn't a fit. If you want someone to go against Mads Kruger in MLW, he could go there, but MLW will not give him even close to the money that he's probably looking for. And I think Braun Strowman might have gotten a really good agent. So we'll see. Some of these contracts just aren't being renewed too, so that's another thing to look at. So they can get brought back again, but yeah, that's a lot. Mr. All is going this weekend. Let me know next time. I will be away most of next week. Naka will be back for The Last of Us review on Monday, and we'll be back for the podcast on Wednesday, and then I'm going to go bye-bye for a week, but I'll be back. On the Marvel Talk, Kane was going to be good, but Doom is more versatile of a character. I agree. Kang, I do believe if they used Kang, it's like when I saw, I guess maybe I'm looking too much online at Thunderbolts. I should go see the damn movie. But there's a fighting scene. Oh, you saw an Ant-Man the Wasp where you're fighting Ghost. I think a lot of the fighting would have been the same. So they didn't. Yeah, you can't do a lot of the comic stuff on screen. And a lot of the stuff that was really great with Kang was also the stuff that got old, which is a lot of his talking. Brain might just be the acting. Braun, but he's mainly a WWE guy. I agree. If he's acting, he's like a side henchman in a movie. I can't picture him doing a big Scorsese soliloquy. Shayna Baszler to Japan, yes. Yeah, I think somewhere outside the U.S. I think she's going to get a great response there. Yeah. I do like the going back to MMA thing. Maybe she joins John Mox. That's what I said. We're on the same wavelength. Oh, but you know what? If it's 90 days, I hope that faction is broken up with and buried by then. I hate that faction so much. I fucking hate that faction. All right. Again, Gallus. And I forgot the dude's name already. Osborne. I'm good. I do believe Riley Osborne is the type of person who you look at and cut. That's no offense to him. But even when he was given Chase U, there's nothing there. I thought it was very CW-ish or like freeform style acting. And he has a look that a lot of people can have. If you look at someone who was given the Chase U gimmick, they also got cut, and that's Duke Hudson. And that's someone who turned that around and made that very, very, very fresh. We'll see what they do with Chase U now that it's back and if they're going to add more people. But, oh, man. Jade versus Naomi. Oh, it's a tag match. Sorry. Pay attention to the people I care about. And then there's wrestling on. The tag match, Jade and Naomi got to be fighting at Backlash, right? All right, again, those are the people that were released. A lot of fumbles. You know, we're talking about Marvel and how Marvel needs to be back on the upswing. A lot of people not too fond of a lot of things going on in Marvel. They completely had to reshift for certain reasons to doing the Kang Dynasty, to a sexier Doctor Doom. And it just seems more exciting after the lawsuit and everything like that. But a lot of people were not really happy with what Marvel was putting out. The Thunderbolts was people are very happy putting out. But is WWE getting a little bit too how Marvel was? They got really big. You see all the advertisements, and now you see a lot of people release that could have been building storylines that seem wasted now. So we'll see. More advertisements in the ring. The women's tag belts mean almost nothing now. Good question. Anybody else worried about that, or is everybody cool with Fantastic Four? We'll see. Hey, Mr. All Power, answer that question next week. Yeah, answer that question. Answer your question on Wednesday. There are some shaky aspects of it. I think since it's in another universe, we're going to get all the cool comic booky stuff in there and the fun stuff for comic book fans. And it's going to be very relatable for people because it's going to be a very generic, almost like Leave It to Beaver type of world. So we'll get the Mole Man and that big monster coming through the ground. And then I think once Galactus comes and they have those fun fights that we get to see on screen, I think then they'll shift and it'll be a different vibe. So we'll see. She's pregnant. They're bringing the son. I do believe it's the son. Yes, Franklin Richards. In the very first movie. We're getting Franklin Richards. If you know anything about Franklin Richards, that's pretty wild to think about. That is movie number 5. If you're a Fantastic Four franchise, that's 4 or 5. That's so crazy. All right, we have 8 more minutes of SmackDown. Feel free to answer any questions I ask you and ask me any questions, and I'll see if I can answer them. A lot of crazy stuff going on in entertainment. A couple shows canceled. Equalizer's canceled. If you're a fan of that with Queen Latifah, that just got canceled today as well. Trying to think. I know I had other stories, but I put all this together because this just started happening as I was putting together tonight's show. So we'll talk more on Wednesday, obviously. And if you're watching The Last of Us, let us know what you're thinking. I am deep into the game. I put about 7 hours into that game this week, and I think I might be caught up to episode 3 of this season. That's how fast they're moving forward or doing jumps. So I'm gonna have to beat this game to stay ahead of this season, which is only supposed to be half the game. Great game, though. If you play anything else this weekend, let me know, too. I always like a little break, too, because it's a very heavy game. So if you got anything else that's fun out there, obviously you can jump on Marvel Rivals. But isn't that wild? All these people very happy to be part of WWE 2K. They see their renders. Jakara Jackson's in there. Saw her render. And then nothing. Cora Jade was supposed to be the next WWE Lita Page punk rock diva. Man, they built her up. They built her up good. And it's funny you mention that because now there's all these different things. If you follow Paige online, Paige is Paige again, but she's also Soraya because she's supporting her book that's out. She's also given it to AEW fans, saying that they are the most entitled fans out there. So I think she's building up to a WWE return. Man, Cora Jade would have been great for that. Even if she would have squashed Cora Jade. Wouldn't it have been cool for Cora Jade? Yeah. Oh, man. Much review. I didn't like the last episode too much. It's kind of boring. I agree. I think I can't remember if I said this on the review. That episode should have been an hour. It should have been about 40 minutes. I know then we would have complained that it was too short, but it should have been about 40 minutes. Oh, any other big shows coming up? Ironheart is coming up from the MCU. That's next month. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I did not enjoy Daredevil Born Again. I didn't. Still have to watch the finale, but I did not enjoy that show. Again, you have a women's tag match ending one of your main shows, and you got rid of your one women's tag team. It's so wild. What's the point of having it? It's like you just don't care about those belts. Are we supposed to care about those belts? The whole thing with Becky Lynch coming back and the Liv Morgan stuff and all that. The only thing I thought about that could like rectify that was that Casey squared, or in my opinion, this is what I pitched. Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson were going to get called up, and they were going to take the belts from them. Like and now nothing. Now nothing. They're not going to do a Hawkeye season 2. Okay. I like that show. I did like that show. No Hawkeye season 2. I thought that was Haley might be too expensive now. Sinners is doing gangbusters out there. She might be too expensive. Tiffany Stratton. There's another thing too. Now that she's on TV right now, Dakota Kai put out a post revealing that she let her hair curl for like the first time. She's been dyeing it and doing all these things and straightening it for years, and now she let it go. I didn't know she was Samoan. She is Samoan. We talked about this, I think, last week. Excuse me. We talked about this last week. The female bloodline. She could have joined the female bloodline then with Naomi and Nia Jax. That could have been a cool faction for her. She could have broke off Damage Control. Oh, man. All these different things that you could at least do for a couple months. Test them. If they don't work, they don't work. And you can them. But like you could at least have tested these things. Nice move by Naomi. Hate to say it, but I think Jade joined WWE Stop Lash and Jakara from being called up, and that should. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case, because you could have kept them far apart on TV. Again, we're keeping all these different people far apart. We're keeping Bronson Reed's injured, but you keep Bronson Reed apart from Jacob Fatu, apart from Jeff Cobb, who's another one who's debuting. You're bringing in another person who's been established in other companies, New Japan and AEW, and you're releasing other people like Braun Strowman. You got Braun Breaker. You got Obafemi. You just got to keep these people apart. So yeah, there we go. We could have had another version of the Bloodline, a female version. Didn't have to be called the Bloodline, but we get it. You're Tongan, okay. From New Zealand. Oh, that makes sense with the accent. Yeah, okay. All these different little angles here. I'm going to go on for another 3 minutes here. Just going to finish up SmackDown with you all, and then we'll bid you adieu. And we're going to have a great weekend, right? No matter what, we're going to figure it out. There's bumps in the road. We hit the gas, baby. Nia Jax, who's back. When would the next round of releases even be? When would it even be? SummerSlam-ish, maybe? But again, your NXT releases. Again, Shotzi's in here because she was rumored and she had that post. So I made this right before I went on. Then I kept seeing that she was not officially released. Shotzi Blackheart, kind of in the same boat now that Dakota Kai had been in for a while. Main roster, NXT main roster, figure it out. And it's just weird. You come in there with a gimmick. You come in with energy. And they had nothing for you. It just, I'm sorry. It just irks me because it just makes me not want to pay the Money in the Bank prices even more. Not because I think the evil corporation or whatever like that, but I want to invest in these people. This is our time off. We're investing in these people. So if you can support them wherever they wind up going, TNA, AEW, MLW, if they want to slum it, New Japan, Jade Cargill pins Nia Jax. Jade Cargill's, she's doing really well. Hey, Nia Jax really improved. So Shayna was another one who we watched in NXT. She was so green. It was so awkward at first, especially when she had a mic. She was very Marina Shafir-ish. But man, she grew. You give people the opportunities and they can grow. Shayna Baszler became my favorite woman in NXT. I loved how she wound up at the very end, and I had such high hopes for her on the main roster, and then like nothing. Man, Shayna and Jade, that's a match right there. And they're all different. It's not just big versus big. It's different types of big. They're teasing Jade with the title already? Yeah, you better hand that back over. You better keep your eye on that United States Championship. Should Jade be heel again? 100%. She's a heel. She is a heel 100%. And if you just let her go, she's a damn good heel. She's a sweetheart because you see her with her kid and everything at these matches, even on live events here on TV. But she's a heel, and she's fantastic at it. Naomi's a little bit better, though. Phantom X, how you doing? Let us know your thoughts on any of these released talents. It's a lot of them. NXT, they cleared house. All these talents have been on TV. Has Zoe been released? Or is she the only one left of the faction? But again, hopefully Cora Jade doesn't just do OnlyFans like B. Priestley. Nothing against it, but I think like Cora Jade has it in her system to do wrestling and be really, really good at it. Ooh, I do not watch boxing. There's a big fight in Times Square tonight. Is it on anything, or should I just try to find it online? I like boxing. I grew up on boxing, like HBO. Boxing was huge. Showtime boxing was even like bigger. My favorite NES game is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That or Contra? I do like Contra 3 on the Super Nintendo. All right, SmackDown just ended. We got the releases out there. We got Thunderbolts in theaters. Kang Dynasty is supposed to be released today, and we are 1 year away from Avengers Doomsday. Again, if you can tell me who you think this is in this shot right here in the middle, that is the Russo brothers. Okay, so I might be putting a spoiler out there with Ultron. But we all knew the X-Men were in it. But this middle shot is from the Russos that they put out there. A lot of people are thinking that it is Benedict Cumberbatch. Or they think that it's Michael Fassbender coming back as Magneto. It also looks like maybe Tom Hiddleston. Could it be anybody else? Let me know who you think that is. Because I'm racking my brains why they would post that. There's a bag. Maybe like an old-time doctor's bag. Oh. I hope so too, because I am deep in the game. It needs to match the game, especially the Abby stuff. So we'll see. It looks like a lot's going to happen this week on The Last of Us. Thanks for bringing it up. Thanks for checking in. Everyone who checks out those reviews. Do you see Collision did 70,000 last? Oh, they had that the playoffs layover the two. So it's like when Raw used to do really well in ratings, like not too long ago. They can take those ratings from the first half hour and count them. And then they dip off. But that's still good news, though. That's still good news for wrestling. I remember when Raw would say they got 2 million this week. Well, they got 2 million because of the first 20 minutes, half hour from the previous thing being on. And then you check the stats, and then the last 2 hours did not do that well. But that's good for wrestling. Well, there's one more chance with Avengers to get back on track, or they'll have to restart. I honestly kind of hope Secret Wars is a soft restart. I think it's going to be with the X-Men. But I kind of hope it's a soft restart. Don't shoot. It's not really Ultron. It's me, Jason. Don't shoot, guys. Sorry, I thought it'd be funny. I got my North Face jacket on and my nephew's Ultron shit. All right, let me know what you thought of SmackDown. Let me know what you thought of the release talents and where you think they're going to go. But we wish them well. I think everyone here is going to find work afterwards. It just depends where they do it. TNA sounds like it could grow big, but then Knox said, he's the TNA guy. He knows TNA's ins and outs, and he thinks by the end of the year, WWE is going to buy TNA. This partnership is pretty crazy. When we're at Rebellion, we saw TNA play WrestleMania footage with Joe Hendry and Randy Orton. They played WrestleMania footage. It's not just random footage of matches that someone gave them. It's WrestleMania footage played on TNA pay-per-view. Holy shit. I did not watch Sinners yet. I really want to go see Sinners. Knock loved it. Did you see it? I'm avoiding the memes because I don't want to notice anything about the memes. DC better make their comebacks. Oh, I forgot to put them up. Did you see the Supergirl shots of Supergirl in her suit? Let me know. If you want to see them, I'll pull it up real quick. I got one. Yeah. How did I like Rebellion? I really liked Rebellion. Rebellion was really fun. I think Knock and I might talk about it in tandem on Wednesday, but this was such a crisp show. It was like just 3 hours. It was so good. It was like old school wrestling. Everything was booked just right. And if you're watching live, you've seen the producers kind of move everything along. I thought they did a really damn good job. I got to be honest. I enjoyed that way more than I thought I was going to. Teenage Rebellion was really good. I didn't know half of the storylines going into it, but that was a damn good pay-per-view. I really liked it. TNA WWE together. Who would have thought? Still no AJ. Thank you. You think they would have sent AJ Styles to go against AJ? I like the trick stuff. It works. We think AJ Styles. I don't know. Does Triple H like AJ Styles? I don't know. What if AJ Styles would have gotten released today? Oh. You can't release AJ Styles. All right. Riley Osborne, Gallus. Everyone else, we'll see you down the road. I don't know where Eddy Thorpe winds up. Probably New Japan, like some of you said out there. Shayna Baszler can go anywhere. I think she should clear house in AEW. Again, build her up against Megan Bayne. Or if you want to do a feud with the Death Cab for Cutie Combat Club, if they're still around, you can form another club and then have them face off against them when Darby's back. And that can be Darby's right-hand girl against Marina Shafir. And then you can do your Darby versus Moxley battle and have Darby win it. If that's what you're going to do it all in Texas, that's the way to do it. Are we 90 days from that? No, Shayna cannot show up for that. But if Darby has the belt afterwards, you can bring Shayna in afterwards. Braun, who knows where we'll see you. I hope we see you somewhere. Again, he was used so well to build everyone up. Bronson Reed, Ricochet on his way out. Jacob Fatu. He built Jacob Fatu up for his WrestleMania match. Jacob Fatu felt like a monster. Jacob Fatu became a monster because of Braun Strowman. Dakota Kai. She was used to build up your Intercontinental Championship for your women. They didn't even do an after feud, really, with Lyra. Very odd. And then you got rid of your only tag team in a tag teamless women's division. Crazy. This is fucking wild to me. Why would you do that? I don't understand why you do that. Isn't that so crazy? And then you got rid of someone who could have been called up as a tag team. Jakara Jackson with Lash Legend. And then another tag team who had a tag team title opportunity for your current tag team champions, Gigi Dolin. Now she's gone. And now that storyline has been wasted. And that win over WrestleMania weekend has been wasted. And then you have two people who have been in your main event title picture just a tiny bit here recently, and more so in Raw for Cora Jade. But Eddy Thorpe was even in there. He was my pick to win Tuesday's Battle Royal on NXT. Now I don't know who to pick. I don't know which one of these damn jabronis I'm going to pick. I don't even know who half these people are. Who do we have here? Timothy Thatcher? Nah. Ethan Page? We've seen him a little bit too much. Trick? We got to get him out of here. He's got to do Joe Hendry and then move up to the main roster. I don't know who most of these people are. Lexus King. I know a lot of these people are in groups, but who's going to take him? I thought Eddy Thorpe would be a great blow-off feud. Javon? He could be. But man, Obafemi's going to smash whoever this is, and I thought Eddy Thorpe would have been a perfect next person to face Obafemi. Man, all right. You know the drill. It's SmackDown. It's the time when people get released. Austin Theory is safe, even though Grayson Waller was seen here with Rhea Ripley advertising W TakeOver Perth. Everyone thought Austin Theory had gotten the boot. Apparently not. He's still safe. I thought Shotzi got the boot, but she's still safe. And everyone who got the boot was on main television recently. Anybody watching Evolve? I'm not. All right. That is it. If you want, leave some comments after in the description too. I'll comment back all night. So I'm going to go watch my really crappy reality show called Below Deck, and then I'm going to find an even crappier horror movie to watch and have a nice drink too. So that is it for West Coast Pop. My name is Zach. You can catch us back on Monday for The Last of Us review for episode 4. Are we on 4? Last week was like 6 episodes long, so I don't know what episode we're on. And then Wednesday, Knockin', I'll be back for the episode, full podcast episode. We're going to talk about everything: wrestling, pop culture, movies, comics, TV, everything, video games, daddy. We're talking about it all. All right, that is it. My name is Zach. Have a great weekend, and most importantly, be excellent to each other. Take care, everyone.